name is Brenda Greenberg, and I reside at 116 Garden State Circle in Red Oak Ridge. I'm in District 6. I come to you with all due respect. In my opinion, this group of people is the last hope for the Majestic Hotel. And I do believe that there is hope for it. And we have a developer. I will go into that here in just a moment. I think that you have all been misled in some ways, but I think you are the protecting group that is commissioned to do that on behalf of the citizens of this city, this county, and this state. Hot Springs, Arkansas downtown is one of the most notorious strips of downtown in our state, if not in the U.S. It joined Pennsylvania Avenue and others a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago. I'm appealing to you because I do believe that you have the authority. You were commissioned based on the fact that we are a certified local government, and you adhere to the principles and the guidelines that were set up by the Secretary of the Interior. Your guidelines are state mandated. They're not city mandated. They are overridden by state guidelines. And I know that you all think that you can allow the city to go ahead and do what they're going to do to demolish that property. But I want to tell you that coming in here this morning, my eyes were opened by the fact that there was a request for a demolition of a property that had already been begun demolition by the owner. And Long Walk said, you know, we need to stop this kind of action. We need a penalty in place. We don't need that happening. That home was in the Pleasant Street Historic District, which we need to maintain. In order to have a certified local government, which gives you grants to our city, you must maintain at least one historic district. We have several in Hot Springs. Central Avenue is probably one of the most prominent, and that includes the historic Majestic Hotel, of which that's the anchor. That is one of the anchors. We as a city have become concerned about the Arlington and its condition. My question when I sat here was, where was code enforcement when that home in the Pleasant Street District, Historic District, began to deteriorate? I agree with Ms. Wagstaff. We're going to bring in Habitat for Humanity homes. We're going to bring in families. We don't want a house that can be turned into a drug house. But where were our code enforcement people when this house began to deteriorate? It did not get in that condition, just like the Majestic, overnight. It did not. This commission is what protects that. And I apologize for the fact that I had to go through a legal maneuver and draw you all into this. I am not doing it out of disrespect in no circumstance. If anything, I respect you more than anybody in our city because I'm a historic preservationist and I'm appealing to you. Mr. Albright said to you that there were reasons that the city felt like they could go ahead with demolition, of which safety was one of those. Well, let me point out to you that if safety is of a concern, the city of Hot Springs acquired this property in August last year. And they did not even go out to get an RFP for demolition until April. 8 months later. Was there a fence erected around the property? Was there security placed because we were so freaking concerned about safety? Don't let that loophole let you fall in. I'm sorry, my passion is there. And yes, there are people on social media that will tell you that I'm involved emotionally. Yes, I'm involved emotionally. But my position is based on the fact that this can have an economic impact on our city. We do not want to lose the designation that we have as a historic district. We have a developer by the name of David Alarid, A-L-A-R-I-D, who is willing to come in. He was willing to have his name shared today. Because of the last minute notice, he was not able to be here. But he is willing to come in and meet with you and tell you what he is capable of. His intent is to purchase the property and go after the historic tax credits and the grants that are available only if we maintain the historic nature of that property. Please realize that if the city takes down the Majestic Hotel property, that will nullify any historic tax credits for any future developer, including the city of Hot Springs. You cannot tap into those if you do not maintain the historic features and the designation. I know that James Gray was part of the National Baptist Hotel here in Hot Springs and went through that ordeal some years back. It was in ruins. It looked like there was no possible way that it could be restored. Look at that gym on Malvern Road now. It's beautiful. It means everything in the world to the African American people in this city. That is their hub of history. And yet we're taking down another home in the Pleasant Street Historic District, and one by one they have come down. And let me say to you, the city of Hot Springs knows what to do when it comes to a certificate of appropriateness. Steve Arison, the executive director of the A&P Commission, applied for a COA with this district after the Baxter Hotel burned in the Pleasant Street Historic District. And let me say, he had applied for that multiple times before it burned and was denied because of the historic nature, and it was restorable. But it wasn't until it burned that he was granted that, even though that property was nearly completely demolished 5 days after the Majestic burned. He still came before this commission and asked for a COA to take the rest of it down. He had no other alternative, but he followed those steps. The developer that is bringing back such beauty and life next door to your property, Mr. Petty, at the Ohio Club, the Thompson Building, he came before this commission and submitted the appropriate paperwork. He said, here's what I'm going to do. Here's where I'm going to get my funding. Here's the colors I'm going to use. And you approve that. And every step in the process that he's going through to bring that beauty back comes before you. So what in the world is in the mind of our city leaders that says they don't have to abide by those same rules? What? They do. And there are people crying out, not just me. I was not present at the June 21st Board of Directors meeting, but Carrie, my counterpart, was there and produced a petition with nearly 500 signatures on it from people around the city, the nation, and other countries who had visited the Majestic Hotel that said, stop it, don't demolish it. Are there people who want it demolished? Of course. Are they tired of looking at it? Of course. It's been an eyesore for a long time. It's been abandoned since 2006. We now have the Thermal Basin Fire District Code that says, do the right thing, make these buildings safe, keep them up to code. That's what's bringing those code violations against the Arlington. We want to keep that gym, don't we? We want to keep that beautiful place. We want to keep the Majestic too. The Park Avenue Community Association may have come up here and spoken before you and said, it's dangerous. There's kids going in from the Arkansas School for Math and Science and they're going to get hurt. If that's a concern, the PACA should have been up here or before the board saying, put a fence up. Put a guard up there. That's ludicrous. They're not, if they're that worried that they want it down, then they would have appealed to you before now. Are kids going in there? Mm-hmm. Are adults going in there? Yep. Is it unsafe? More than likely, yes. But that building can become the anchor of the Park Avenue community and bring new life to Park Avenue. It can bring new life to downtown and new life to our city. Please examine what you're commissioned to do. Preserve and protect our historic buildings in Hot Springs. We are historic Hot Springs, Arkansas. Don't let us lose that designation. Please protect this building and deny that certificate of appropriateness if they even come forward. And if not, I'll see you all in court. Thank you.